computer now.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Yes, this is shows it's recording now. So as far as what I'm a consciouspreneur, so I'm a conscious entrepreneur. In addition to that, I just love life. I love life. I love just being, just being and doing. So do. So doing and being, and learning how to navigate the different quote unquote bad things, because there's really no bad thing. There really isn't. So just learning how to dance almost in the rain, or dance with the storm, or dance with that catalyst, that thing that's being presented in front of you to level you up. You have to just dance with it and allow it to happen and be like, okay, so what are you showing me here? What do I need to be learning here? So, so that's to put it in a quick nutshell, right?
Beautiful, beautiful. So tell us a little bit more about your past. How did you get to the path of a consciouspreneur, and what, tell us a little bit about you, because I'm so interested in you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I grew up in a different, as far as religion goes, a different religion, and just something just like last year, if someone might say it was like my worst year yet, and it wasn't my worst year, it was like the best transformational year that I've ever had in my life. It was the best thing ever. So in going through that path of last year, I became more aware of, what I am, what I truly am, that this is not me. This is not me, that I am just a beautiful energy being with inside of this body shell, or bodysuit, if you want to call it, and in learning that and feeling that and truly believing it and embodying it, and just of course with COVID last year, jobs and everything. So everything is going online. Everything is just, Zoom call, right? So I was like, well, how am I going to figure out to live on this density, this planet? Because we have to play the money game. We have to, right? So I was just trying to figure it out in my journey. There was one point I was going to be a law of attraction coach. So I was going to do that. And then in the process of doing that, I decided, and actually I was shown that, no, that's not what you're supposed to be right now. And it might not be right now, but that's not what you're supposed to be. So it was part of that journey, or the evolution, to get to the point to where I want to serve, I want to serve. And I just want to share myself with the world. I want to be that light. I want to be that beacon. I want to be, when you just hear my name or just hear my voice, that it just brings you joy, because we're going.
I feel that.
We're going through so much right now. And I want to be able to reach the globe, not just in Kansas or just in the United States. I want to be able to reach the globe.
Wonderful.
So that's how I got here. That's how I got here.
And I would just say one thing. I would just have one thing to say. You said you have to play the money game. We don't have to, but if we decide to play the money game, we should enjoy. So instead of being stressed about it, let's enjoy. That's for sure. Otherwise, we don't have to, right? We can move to places where we don't need money and live relatively simply and beautifully. But maybe then you're gonna be missing out on other things. You might think you're missing out on other things. So yeah, let's enjoy what we do. Fantastic, cool. So I'm just gonna ask you and see where it's gonna take us. So what kind of techniques, or what kind of space you're coming from, or how do you work with people? What do you do? How do you create the changes and the transformations in people?
As far as how I work with them, I post and I talk to people. I become friends, just like with you. We became friends, and it was immediately we connected, and we just began chatting. And it's like I feel that I didn't want necessarily, I guess, that label of LOA coach. I want to be your friend. I want to be your family. You know, so where you can just call me at any time and we can chat about anything, you know, and I'll share my experiences with you, you know, my heart with you, my desires with you, you know, and even my trials with you, you know, my trauma with you, because, you know, I feel that we go through those different things to be able to help others to get through that as well, and to let them know that you can get through it. You can get through it, you know? So that's basically what I do. It's basically what I do.
So if you have to choose, like, it's a very stupid question, but I'm still gonna say it, okay? Like, I'm totally aware of that question, but I'm still gonna say it. So if you choose one word that kind of defines your presence, what word it would be? Like I said, I understand I don't like labels myself, and it's silly to pick just one word, but what is that kind of energy that you either already being surrounded by, or you feel that's coming from you? What is basically the emotion that you would like to spread on this planet?
Okay, you said one word. Can I give you two?
Let's do it to you and then try one.
Right. They kind of coincide with each other. I would say phoenix, the bird, you know, because it's, you know, I've been told multiple times that my laughter is contagious. Your energy is contagious, you know, so my fire is contagious. So that's the fire element of it. And then as far as the phoenix go, it's constantly renewing, you know, it's constantly, you know, dying and coming back and learning and coming back, and it's eternal. So I would say one word.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
no, that's really nice what you say, and it also very much resonates with the first live we had, where we spoke about about two things: the difference between feeling and emotions, and the other thing was the art of dying. So that's basically what you say. You have the fire, then the fire dies, a new one comes, and stuff like that. So it's very much resonating with everything we've already said this morning or afternoon or night, wherever you're from, people. So that's really cool. And what actually brought you onto this path? Like, I understand that you have these like changes in your life, but what was the moment for you when you said, I really would like to start to share with people?
I think that the moment was, you know, literally during some of the low times that I had last year, you know, that, and especially when I was getting through those things, and I knew that I was getting through it. And then I was like, okay, so I'm getting through it and this is great, you know, and I need to share this with others. I need to. It's a need. It's not even that I want to, or it's I need to, because others need to hear and know that you can get through anything.
Yeah.
You can get through anything.
So I'm actually gonna give you another question, because like before and throughout the process of my work, we normally start with knowing the purpose, knowing the goal, and then you imagine the goal, and then you kind of follow the goal. So as you said, and also what Jennifer said before, and I do resonate with it, is that you kind of bring to reality the what your consciousness is kind of resonating with. So your consciousness bring in the reality. So if you were going through uneasy times, and throughout these uneasy times you realized, well, this is what I need to do, what do you think was the steps before? Have you already been thinking about helping people, or where were you before that? Because you're basically starting, if I so to say, if I take the technique, you're starting from the middle. I'm doing it, right? So what was before I'm doing it?
I think before I'm doing it is that I had to really get myself together. You know, I had to learn myself, you know, and I say that I'm doing it, but I mean, I've always had a heart to serve, even when I was little, you know, so that, you know, that I think that I probably came out the womb wanting to serve. So I've definitely always had the heart to serve, always had, you know, I was always smiling, I was always giving, I was always doing those things. But just through that, you know how we go through that portion of our lives to where others put their limiting beliefs upon you. And so sometimes you get pressed and you get suppressed and it gets condensed, and you know, you kind of forget, you know, why you're actually here. on this planet. You know, you forget. So I went through that phase of forgetting, and then went through the phase of remembering, you know, detoxing.
Was the remembering through the pain, or was the remembering already started before the pain?
The remembering was starting before the pain, but it was slower, and it was definitely a step. So it was like, you know, becoming aware of who I was, and then being almost going through a grieving state. You know, when you grieve, you're angry, and then you cry. So I was like, what? I'm really not this, you know, I'm really not this body. And why didn't someone tell me? So you're all angry and you're mad and stuff. So I went all through all those stages. And then I got to the point to where, you know, then I was at a lower level of awareness, of learning, and being okay with some of these different words that was just not right to me at first, you know, and then got to the point to where got into pain. And at that point, it was hard to even, you know, survive sometimes, you know, in your pain. But I'm at the point right now to where I can just, I'll be like, okay, I see you, pain. Okay, I got you. You know, it's okay. I'm gonna still smile. I'm gonna cry a little bit too, but I'm gonna smile.
Okay, I 100% resonate with you. I think many of us actually, unfortunately, seems like how we human learn the best, to get smashed, push, and it's like, oh, here I am. This is the beautiful me. So for some reason, some of us needs it. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. For me, it was 2019, what you're describing. So for different reasons, though, I needed to get different realization, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. What we were speaking about in the morning with Jennifer was also responsibility. When was the time for you to realize I need to take responsibility for my life and it's nobody's fault?
Ooh, that's a great question, Tatiana. That's a great question. And I say it's a great question because, you know, I think us as humans, us being here, we tend to, we blame everyone else. You know, we blame, you know, it's my parents' fault that I'm like this, or it's my, you know, it could be my spouse's fault that I'm like this. And we're not really looking within, or looking at our own personal responsibility for it, and or looking at that really, you know, I totally just lost my train of thought. It happens, right? It happens, right?
I do that 5 times a minute. So when did you get the responsibility? When did you realize I need to take responsibility for my action?
Recently, I would say probably 6 months ago, 7 or 8, something like that. Because, you know, like I was saying, last year was just really a beautiful transitional year for me, with so much chaos, you know, and so many awesome learning, you know, opportunities, you know, and it almost, I felt like, you know, how when you get gold, you have to actually put it in the fire and it purifies it, and then the negative or the impurities separate. So it was during that process of last year, you know, so I would say about 7 or 8 months ago, I was at the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna take responsibility for this.
That's cool. And did you have some kind of feeling about it? Was it one of these like awakening moments for you, or was it something that came to you naturally and you just naturally absorbed it? How did it feel for you?
At first, no, I wasn't trying to absorb it. I mean, to be real, I wasn't, because it's for me, you know, it was hard. It was hard, you know, it was hard to really get to that point to where I was okay with, you know, the different things and taking responsibility. It was hard, you know, but I got to, you know, to a point to where you surround yourself with others, you know, you surround yourself with other people that either are where you want to be, or that has a deeper knowledge or that wisdom. So that's what I was doing. I was, like I was saying, when I did the LOA coach thing, and, that even at that point, trying to be the coach, it was such a huge development for me process. So within that process I was being distilled, was being purified. Negative things were coming out, and I was getting to that point to where that I was like, okay, I'm okay with this now. I'm okay with this now.
That's cool. And so, in the process that you're always describing during the healing or the self-realization or on the path to self-realization, I often also bring the idea of getting connected to the source, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. What kind of role this plays into your life?
It plays a 100% role in my life.
100%, good.
Right. It's 100%. And yeah, I call it source, and I love how you said it, because it is how you resonate, with that word, and that's what brings you close to that energy, that eternal energy, is that resonating with it. So yeah, it's 100% because it's and I feel that I co-create, and I feel that because that source created us all, we are it is us. I'm you, Tatiana, you are me, we are connected. Like what was Jennifer was talking about the kittens earlier, she's connected to the kittens, because we all come from this one
Just one
energy.
second. I'm stopping hearing because there is some work happening. Just give me a second. I would love to hear you.
Okay. It's nice to see everyone here. Hi, Eric. And of course, I said Layla earlier, and M. And
yeah, I'm sorry. They just decided to cut the grass or whatever they're doing downstairs. So I couldn't hear anything. Sorry about that. Yeah. So So please continue.
Okay. What I was saying is that we're all connected together. It reminds me of the and they say children's cartoon, because whatever, we're all children. That's all. We just grew taller. We're still children, right? So Avatar: The Last Airbender, and in one of the episodes when he was in the swamp, and it was this big tree, and it was huge and it was beautiful, and the roots from that tree was connected to everything in the swamp. And that's how I see us. We are connected to everything because we all come from that one energy. So to answer your question again, it's 100%, and I just co-create with Source daily. It's beautiful.
But wonderful. So how does it sound? Like this is more question for those people who are only getting used to these ideas. First of all, having responsibility, understanding we are interconnected, understanding we should be coming from a space of integration, not separation, and also bring in this, let's call it source, into our life. So for those people, I'm going to give you this question. So how does personal responsibility and 100% belief in the source kind of go together? Because some people might feel it as a separation. There is me and my responsibility. So why do I need to be 100% involved with the source? So how would you connect these two?
I think ultimately, the way that I did it is that, I did meditation. And then I did yoga. And then you get to the point to where you are able to see that connection, because you're going deeper within yourself, and you're connecting, energetically with source. And you're getting to that point to where you get synchronicities.
Yes.
And so it's almost like a stepping stone or layers, of you're peeling off, those beliefs or different things, but you have to go through those layers like an onion. An onion has layers, and you peel, and you try not to cry because when you cut the onions, you're going to be crying. But so you peel those different layers off, right? So that, I think that's what it is. You have to begin somewhere where it resonates with you, and then also to then have that tribe too around you, someone that has that knowledge, you know, to put that wisdom within you, and that you can see it source work into the other individual as well too.
That's really, really nice. And a personal question. So obviously you say you meditate, but like at some point when we meditated enough and we kind of established that natural connection, the natural flow between us and the source, how does that feel to you in everyday life, to having, or do you even have this connection established between you and the source, like on every day, or are you kind of working on it, or how does that work for you?
I am working, well, daily working,
Yeah.
working on it. Cause you know, cause we're never not going to be growing. We're never not going to be learning. We're never not going to be returning back to source. So daily. So, I'll meditate. I will, you know, I'll talk to my higher self about different things. And, you know, I find the best way though, like what I was saying, the meditating, to start your day, get that morning routine going, you know, to where, you are opening up yourself, you're opening up your body, so getting some physical movement, and then you're eating right as well too, or I say right, but it might not be right for you, but so you're eating, you know, living food, you know, you're eating, meaning when I say living, because I'm vegan, I don't mean meat, I'm meaning vegetables and right? Vegetables and stuff like that, that's going to give you that beautiful energy from the sun. I mean, because just think, the sun shine this beautiful stuff on those vegetables, and you're just, you know, getting in that goodness. So it's all of that, you know, it's all of that. And then you'll have that connection, you'll have it. You
Yes.
won't be able to help it. It's like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy you actually touched the subject of food, because I'm like, I'm vegetarian, borderlining vegan, more vegan than vegetarian, but still borderlining sometimes with cheese. It's just nice to have wine and cheese, right? But I have like tons of vegan cheese now in the fridge too. It's just not as nice as the real one, but no, I understand what you're saying. But yeah, I hardly ever speak about the food, although I do try to touch that topic a little bit with my clients, because like you, I believe that it's not just what we think about, but it's also what we put into our body. And I believe that putting into the body anything that suffered, it just cannot raise our vibration. And it really is kind of like slowing us down from actually connecting to the source that is love. Or love is kind of a word that has lots of meanings, but basically harmony, let's put it harmony. So I do agree that putting food that is harmonious in our body can only enhance our growth. Basically, it's not like if you emit, you will never get there, but I think it's just easier to be in harmony with what you eat, how you eat it, being conscious about what you do. I'm a little bit nuts, you know, like I feel sorry even for the vegetable I eat and fruits I eat, so I'm like kind of like way over the edge. But at the same time, there is a lot of look at Eric, like, oh my gosh, he's crazy. Yes, I am. So
what are you gonna eat then?
Well, you know, that's the thing. I'm just choosing to eat whatever went through the least amount of this harmonious situation. So obviously, you know, ideal would be organic, grown with my own hands. I'm not there yet, but maybe one day I will. And again, you know, I really, because, you know, this is like a topic that can put a lot of people off. So I'm not just like talking about God. So I just like to introduce these ideas a little bit into people's minds and start to open them to the world of compassion. Because when I was speaking about, when I was asking you about like what would be the one label you would give yourself, for me it's definitely compassion. So, you know, but I understand people are not maybe ready for it, so I try to be very careful about the amount of energy I can spend on the compassion, and you all become vegan believing in the source.
What I usually tell people is just research it, you know, just research it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I mean, there are certain types of food. I mean, food affects us chemically. I mean, it affects our atoms. It affects everything in our body, and it gives us inflammation. And so, You know, someone could be angry and saying, because even me, I have tennis elbow and carpal tunnel, or I had it, and I'm gonna say it that way. And it could be something that I'm eating. It could be something that, you know, that is causing me to have the inflammation. So you just have to be conscious. That's part of the consciousness too. We just weren't put here and plopped here, and you just do what you want, and you don't have any responsibility to your body or you know, how you're talking to people or anything like that. So it's just first love yourself.
Yeah, and also, you know, the wonderful thing about our job is that we don't need to say everything to people, because as they slowly reaching or as they slowly enter the path of self-realization, they slowly start to do all these researches, and whether you tell them or not, they will actually get to the point of studying more. And the typical route that I'm seeing is they start with the mind and they start to change the mind, but then they also go down to the physical levels and they also start to research about the food. And I think it's like super common that eventually people start to be very conscious about what they eat, how they eat it, what kind of emotions they have when they drink, eat, and stuff like that. So that's why I'm not like emphasizing this, because I know I'm way over the edge and I don't want that to be in a way between me and my clients. And I see that those changes are happening spontaneously anyway. So obviously I do mention consider this, but I think it's also good that you said that. Perfect, wonderful. So when I was reading about you and when I was reading what you do and watching your Facebook, there is a lot of said about love and about self-realization. So what does love mean to you, and what does self-realization mean to you?
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you said that, because earlier you were saying source is love, and that's what I feel. You know, I feel that it's unconditional love. You know, it's compassion, like you were saying earlier, and it's knowing that, you know, others are on this journey just like you. You know, they've had to go through different things just like you, and you need to have that love and that compassion for them to allow them to go through those different things so they can learn what they need to learn. You know, and even within that, that's healing for them and for you, you know. So, and then an awareness, just awareness of who you are and what your mission is. You know, like I was saying, I was raised in a different religion, and it wasn't really taught. It wasn't taught that, you know, that I wasn't this. You know, we were just told that this is your body, and once it's gone, you're gone, you know, and that you weren't eternal. So it's awareness of truly what you are, and to realize how beautiful you are, how extraordinary you are, how magnificent you are, how you are royalty. I don't know if I've called you queen yet, Tiana, but you are a queen.
Right. Jennifer was better. She called me God.
Okay, well, goddess, then you a goddess. I'm gonna get Jennifer.
Okay.
I love it, Tatiana. But I mean, just think though, some people don't really know that. They don't know who they are or what they are, or even what their purpose or mission is. And you know, it's just so important to try to grasp that, to grasp it, and just really and know it and sit with it and be like, yeah, I know I'm great, you know, yeah. And when I say it, and I don't mean arrogantly, I don't mean with the, you know, pride.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, you know, I am.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be me, and I'm going to smile, because I've been through. I've had multiple people get angry at me on how happy I am, and now I know that it wasn't me; it was them. It was just their own issues within themselves. So I'm saying that to say, just be you, be you.
You said it. You actually said it wonderfully, because one of the things I'm actually teaching people within my courses is to understand the issues they have. They're not actually theirs. They're somehow accommodating for the issues, but they're not the issues. And one of the things it's actually it's one of the basic stones is actually to learn how to detach from thinking, I am my emotion, I am my anger, I am my depression, whatever it is. And basically start to understand what happens when you take it, remove it, detach from it, and what happens then with your beautiful self. Like you said, it's the onion. So you need to take a few of those layers, and what's going to happen afterwards, like if you take all these layers out, eventually there is nothing, right? And so there is also no I am. There is all of a sudden the whatever, it doesn't even have name, right? The love, the source, the whatever it is. And working with the energy or working with the ideas of quantum field, that's exactly what they say. If you imagine an atom and the atom has some physical particles, they're very little, like there is like majority of the atom is nothingness. It's the energy, and the energy is what you put in your body, what you feed your body with. And even then, if you start to break these particles, you find out that at the end of it, the scientific term for it is a Gibson's boson, meaning the scientist said is the God sparkle. Even the scientist said, at the end of it is nothing, but the nothing is everything. So basically, once you start to shed all these layers of the skin, you will find out that you're nothing, but the nothing of you is actually everything. So it's very nice that you kind of reminded me of that, because I think it's nicely matching to our talk. So how would you feel about self-realization? What is self-realization to you?
I would say self-love.
Nice.
Loving yourself. Because I mean, because I feel that everything starts with self. Everything starts with you. Your relationships. The way that you speak to other people. So it's self-love. Loving yourself, accepting yourself, every shades of yourself, the yellows, the greens, the blues, the whites, the orange, every aspect of you, accepting yourself and accepting, in your mind, it could have been a bad decision, but no, it was the best decision that you made at that time, because that's where you were, and then just accepting that, and then just loving yourself.
That's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to give you one last question, then we can give space to the other beautiful people, because I'm sure they might have some questions to your beautiful energy too. And obviously I already forgot the question. Oh my God, I was really interested though. What was it?
Oh no.
I told you it's happening to me like 5 times a minute. Oh yeah, I remember. So I gave the same question to Jennifer as well. And I think that's very important to give these questions to people like yourself. So the others can kind of get the idea of what they can do, what they can adjust in their lives. So when the day doesn't go exactly according to your wishes, like something really not nice might have happened to you, like something really, maybe even really bad might happen to you. How do you deal with the situation? Imagine there is a big loss or something. How do you go through the process, and what happens?
I sit with it. I mean, if it's so quote unquote bad, that I need to cry, then I cry, because that's releasing that energy. And then what that does is it opens it up, to then, okay, I'm okay now. Ooh, I feel much lighter now. And then wait, it really wasn't that bad. And then you're like, well, what did I learn? What was I, because it's funny that you synchronicities, Tatiana. I was just talking about triggers. I'm at the point in my life that I thank the people that trigger me. I mean, thank you so much. And they're like, okay, what's wrong with you? How are you thanking me for making you mad? And I'm like, no, because basically what I feel a trigger is your inner child inside of you crying out and saying, help me, help me, help me. I need you. Why aren't you paying attention to me? You know, and you're like, okay, I got triggered because so-and-so said this. I'm like, okay, well, why did I get triggered? And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you go inside and then you give your inner child love. So that's where it's at. So I'm okay with great days and bad days. Now, I say that. It wasn't always like that. It was a process, like we were saying earlier, the onion. I had to learn that, but it was all a journey, you know, and I'm definitely at the point to where if it's a bad day, then okay.
Yeah.
I might cry, I might jump on the floor or something, or jump or scream or whatever I gotta do to release that energy. And then I'm like, okay, I'm okay now, you know, I'm all right now. And then it's like, let's do this, you know.
There is one more thing I would add to the inner child, because you're right. Many of our issues, it doesn't need to be a child. It could be anyone from any one of you from your past, right? And what I actually like to do, not just to figure out which part of me got stuck somewhere in the past. I call it, well, not me exactly. It's a technique, and it's called. Oh my God, of course, fragmented soul, that's how it's called, fragmented soul. So basically there are techniques that I'm using that actually finds the fragmented soul, brings it back to you and integrate it with you. So actually the fragment of your soul doesn't need to be stuck in the past anymore in that unpleasant situation. And the beautiful thing about it is that actually when you connect with the fragmented soul, with a piece of you that got stuck in the past, you actually have a physical feeling of you know, wholeness, so to say. And it's incredible because I'm doing this with myself quite often. Every time, you know, I feel like my emotions are a little off, then I go and try to find out what is happening and who is like not happy within me, or what part of me isn't happy. And every time I find out it's actually, like we said, fragmented soul, it's so nice to reunite and reconnect. Of course, not every issue we have is a fragmented soul. We have many other different issues. But that's actually really nice to speaking about the inner child or inner any other part of you that is still somewhere in the trauma and sometimes get triggered, like you said, and then you operate from a space of pain instead of space of wholeness. So that's very nice. Yeah. Okay, is there anybody who would like to give DeAnne some nice question?
That means I said it all. I said it all.
I know. No, I'm sure people will be willing to know. Give them a minute. They will formulate their thoughts and they will formulate stuff. I'm sure they will come up. Give them a minute.
Well, I just wanted to make a comment. As compared to America, it's like carnivorism here almost, because in America, we normally always have vegetables with our meal. So you have like a quarter meat, a quarter vegetables, maybe a quarter potatoes. But here, they almost look at you strange when you want some vegetables and you have to order them like a side. Also, I don't eat beef anymore because it's so bad here. It's like eating the bottom of your shoe. So those are just some comments. But what I was interested in is you expanding more on being a conscious entrepreneur. And what do you exactly mean by that? You just said doing and being, but what does that really mean? Or what should it mean to me or others?
Yeah, that's a great question, Eric. Great question. Being conscious and an entrepreneur, my goal is not necessarily to sell, because I feel that selling is serving and serving is selling, you know. Not to say that selling is bad or anything, but I'm really excited and interested about the relationship, building that relationship with, you know, my customers or clients or you know, if you will. So really realizing that I am serving them and I'm going to over deliver. And yes, of course, I'm going to sell to them as well too. And it's going to just be so awesome for them. So
okay, so does it have to do only or mainly with that relationship with the customer and being the conscious entrepreneur? Or is there care about what you're actually selling them? And if it's good for them or bad for them, or you believe in the product or service, etc.?
Great question. Great question. Yes, to all that. Yes. So yes, definitely. The things that I'm sharing with them, you know, it's something that I'm doing myself, something that I have a passion about, you know, something that, you know, it's going to be an impact on, you know, them, their vision for themselves, their vision for their family, their vision for their state, their country, and the world. You know, so definitely something that is awesome, and it's not just anything. It's other people that are within the organization that are also conscious as well too, and
So
that just have. Go ahead.
Could you think of something that you wouldn't sell someone, or that you've refused to sell because it was like against your values or ethics or something?
Well, it's funny that you asked that too, because someone recently approached me about it's just a weight loss business that she's in, and I haven't asked her yet, but I was going to ask her, was it vegan? Because if it wasn't vegan, then I wouldn't want to first take it myself, and then I wouldn't want to give it to or sell it to others, because that's where I'm at. So it would be something like that. So it's like and kind of like what Tatiana said earlier, I know everyone is at their phase and their stage. So I'm not saying how they feel about different things is incorrect. It's where they are, and that's okay. That's where you are. Because, but yeah, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Because I wondered if it was one thing or the other or all together. So now I understand that it's the whole big picture to you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Great questions, Eric.
I would like to see if Nicole would like to get out of her shell, at least with her speaker, and if she could tell us why she has chosen Gayatri, because obviously I love Gayatri mantras, everything about Gayatri I love. So Nicole, would you be willing to share with us how you feel about your nickname, last name? And you're muted, in case you don't know, you're muted. Perfect, awesome.
Yes, I know. Hi. So Gayatri was actually given to me by my guru in 2008 when I lived in India and was studying yoga for many years with him, and philosophy and the 8 limbs. And he gave me the name Gayatri.
Nice. I was given the name Ma Ganga, so that's nice.
Nice. Yes.
So do you like your name, Gayatri? Would you like to share with us what it means and what it means to you? Because obviously there's a beautiful meaning behind it.
Well, Gayatri is a mantra, as you know, in the texts, and it is about the light and lighting the hearth. Gayatri is about bringing the light in for each day, and so it's generally chanted in the morning as the hearth is lit, and sometimes as well at sunset as the sun is going down. So for me, it's connecting to the light within, and also connecting to the rhythms and the cycles of nature and being one with the sun.
That's exactly why I asked you. Awesome, because that perfectly resonates with our topic. I'm very happy that you were willing to share with us. Yes, wonderful, wonderful, love it. Yeah, Gayatri mantra, I have beautiful memories of it. When I was in the ashram, I don't know, I'm not good with numbers, so whatever. So when I was in the ashram, I fell asleep at the afternoon, which I hardly ever do. And then I was slowly waking up to music. And I really wasn't sure if I'm in heaven or not. I really wasn't sure if I died already, but it was so sweet. It was so beautiful. It was just, I've never had that feeling before. And I was actually slowly waking up to Gayatri mantra, which was the first time ever in my life I had that. And yeah, just if after we're done with the live, I highly suggest to everyone to go on YouTube and YouTube Gayatri mantra. It's a beautiful, beautiful Very beautiful song. Like when you do your practice in the morning, I highly suggest you listen to that music, which is incredibly light and life promoting.
Diva Premal does a very good version of the Gayatri.
Who?
Diva Premal.
Oh yeah. When I'm doing massages, I keep on playing from Diva. Yeah, and the video with it is actually, Michelle. I don't know how to type it. Do you mind to type in the chat Diva Premanti, because I would probably screw up her name.
Sure.
And have a look in the video that Diva has. It's an incredibly beautiful video as well. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right. Anyone one more question, or anyone has a few more questions for DeAnne?
Well, I'd like to thank you for being with us today. And I wish I could transcend my body to where you are there at the beach, because it looks quite nice. Although it's really a relatively beautiful day here in Prague with sunshine, and it's not raining. So.
Maybe I would just react to what Eric said before, because he lives in the Czech Republic and obviously I'm Czech. So I would also like to show on his example how much we manifest our consciousness, because I grew up in a meatitarian family, like 100% carnivore family. My father worked for a meat company, and back then it was communism, so it was normal. People were stealing whatever they could from the companies. So our fridge was full of meat, basically. And I still managed at the age of 3 or 4 years old, find out I'm not gonna eat meat. Basically I made that conscious decision, I'm not going to eat meat. And I aligned with the idea of not eating meat at very early stages. And I've never ever experienced what Eric is experiencing. So basically I'm actually incredibly happy with the food in the Czech Republic. I'm actually very happy with the amount of healthy, beautiful, wonderful vegetables. I have more problem here in Honduras, not exactly problem, but it takes me a little bit more effort to find good food, good veggies, good fruits. So it's just one of these showcases on you really manifesting what you aligned with. So for me, it's incredibly easy and wonderful. Actually, when I come back to the Czech Republic, I always put on so much weight because there is so much awesome food. And when I come back to Ratan, I always lose a lot because I'm like, I really don't want to eat most of it. I really want to eat what I'm used to from the Czech Republic. So again, you know, like what is the saying? Where your eyes headed, that's where your energy is headed, or whatever it is. Where your energy goes, that's where your body goes. Whichever way the saying is, but yeah. It's just a typical example on where you're focusing your energy. That's what you're gonna be getting.
Yeah, in my neighborhood, there's vegetarian and vegan restaurants, but it's very unusual for the country. And if you go to a typical Czech restaurant, yeah, it's like meat and potatoes, or dumpling and potatoes.
Oh, not my experience, but I appreciate yours. Maybe you're not ready to become vegan yet. That's why you see it.
But I like some green beans or something, at least some vegetables on the side. Because yeah, I feel weak otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, the closest to vegetarian diet I can get here is aubergine parmesan, which means a lot of cheese with a little bit of aubergine. So I don't even go out to eat. So I can't wait to go to the Czech Republic to good food. Although I love it here. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you all one more try. So DeAnne, anybody has anything to say? Maybe anybody has resonated with something she said. What is it that touched your heart or touched your soul from what DeAnne says?
I'd like to just say thank you to DeAnne for you're pretty thorough, very thorough, between you and Tatiana asking you the questions. And so I like your journey, and I just wish you all the best to continue on this great journey of, consciouspreneur and transformation. And I do wish you all the best. And it was really great listening to you. And what else did I write here? I like the thing I am. because I am in the process of resonating with the I am. That's where I am in my journey at this time. So I know,
Beautiful.
and like when Tatiana said, like the atom is the energy, which is nothing, and then we are nothing. So my journey is resonating with that nothing and really connecting with the nothing. So
Great.
thank you.
Michelle, do you meditate at all? Michelle?
Yes, every morning.
So try one meditation, and I haven't done that meditation myself because I never felt the need, but just came to me. So I feel like sharing with you. Some people benefiting incredibly from sitting in a meditation and keep on asking over and over and over, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? So some people benefit to think that maybe if I'm not lazy today, I'll do it myself.
Thank you.
So try that. I've heard a few stories of people having a lot of breakthroughs through who am I in meditation.
Beautiful. I listen to Joe Dispenza a lot.
Yeah.
And currently the latest meditation I've been listening to from Joe Dispenza is it's about what is it called again? Something about your journey. So really, you know how he's really into like getting to nothing, and then really just focusing on what is already exists. It's in the future, but it already exists. You just need to connect to it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm totally, it's helping me a lot. But I liked your idea, Tatiana. I am actually going to do that. For sure. I get up fairly early.
And then if you don't mind sharing the group, just create a post and share in the group, because I think, all these little things and all these little sharings within the group will help the others to get out of their shells and do a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I'll share in the group the Joe Dispenza meditation that I'm listening, although it might take, if you're not there, you might have to listen to a few before that, but it's a great meditation.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Okay, guys. Well, if everybody's happy, if everything was set, yeah, thanks a lot, DeAnne. It was absolutely amazing, as I expected, full of love and compassion. So thanks a lot. And yeah, I hope to check with you soon, and let's reconnect as soon as we can. I'm happy to announce that Micheline might be the next close future to do a live with, and she's also an inspirational lady. So yeah, I can't wait for Micheline to be the next.
Yes, I'm going to be on that one with you. I'll be in the audience asking you questions then.
Okay.
and you're welcome, everyone. And it was so awesome spending this beautiful time with you as well. And I love that Who Am I meditation that you suggested, Tatiana, because what I was envisioning is that you're sitting with yourself and you're asking that. And then because remember, our voice is vibration. So you're vibrating with that. So, and you're connecting to it. So that's powerful. I'm going to do that.
I'm going to do it too today. I'm also going to do it today. Let's do it. You know what? Whoever wants to, I think the three ladies of us, we decided, if any of you guys decided to do it too, please share within the Game Shift Academy. I'm going to drop a link, how it was for you. So let me just share a link for those of you who are not in the group yet.
Why don't you set a time, Tatiana, when you're going to do it? Because if everybody does it at the same time, there is like an energy, right?
Problem might be the time difference between us all. We have
whatever your time is. I would try and connect at that time.
Okay,
I mean, I'm up early in the morning. I usually meditate in the morning, but I would do an evening one for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna create some kind of an event like that in the group, but then do it anyway, event or not. Do it first with yourself. Then if you have time to do it together, we do it together. But let's not procrastinate, and let's do it as soon as we can. and share with others. Do you have any links you would like to put in the chat before I made us end? Do you have anything you would like to share? Your group, your ideas?
No, I don't have anything right now, but I definitely, have access to the group, and I will definitely put some links in there and share, just different things that I'm doing, because hey, we're all one and we're all on this journey together. And, I want to see all of you guys just excel like crazy.
Wonderful. Perfect. Okay, well, that's it. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Monica came for the last bit, so hi and bye.
Hey, Monica. It's Monica's birthday. Happy birthday, Monica.
You can watch the replay, Monica. You can watch the replay. It will be on in a second. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.